Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Let's get to it. It is primary day in the state of Illinois, and we're doing a special daily show tonight. The time is 8:32, and so many of you have casted your ballot today, and we'll have those results for you here momentarily. Conversations with the prospective winners of tonight and a few more folks in the next hour or so. It won't be a long conversation tonight because results are already starting to come in, and we're going to get right to it. Let me take you to first, though, Madison County. I wanted to take you to a little bit of their voter turnout. Let me see if I have this some demographics here online here. Oh, here we go. This is our voter age groups in Madison County alone. We're going to get right to it. As you can see here, teenagers making up very little of the votes. The last time I checked, actually, just a few short minutes ago, as we look at just voter breakdown before we go into results, those numbers, folks, for teenagers, just the breakdown early on, you're looking at only 212 registered teenagers in Madison County, and all of them, according to the county's website, male. You look into the 20-year-old region. As you can see, about 12% of the population get into the 30s. 16% of the voter base is made up of 30-year-olds. 40-year-olds, 16.19%. Get up to the 50s. 16.44% as we get to the 60-year-old age range up into 70, 18.48%, 12.59% for the 70-year-old plus, and then the 80 plus, 5.6%. As you get to the 90s, you have 1.3% for the voter turnout. Very little when you get up to the hundreds. For male-female splits, about 56.9% of registered voters are male in Madison County, 53.01% they're female. And now let's take a look at results as they already start to trickle in here today. We are following this closely. The Madison County Board Chairman race currently as it sits with just around 119 precincts reporting out of 191. Chris Slusser is in a commanding lead, 7,762 votes, 63% of the vote going to Chris Slusser. Incumbent Kurt Prenzler, 4,492 votes for the current chairman of the Madison County Board. That brings in about 36% of the demos. Now, throughout the county, we are watching a couple of races. We are watching very closely the Madison County Circuit Clerk race, which is, as we were saying a little bit earlier, Patrick McGray was in a commanding lead, and we're pulling that up here now. Patrick McGray with 119 precincts reporting, 6,700 votes, 6,717 votes for Patrick McGray. Steve Adler, his challenger in this race, 4,698 votes currently as it sits. A few other races that we were looking at currently, we are looking at the County Board District 7 race, and that's Linda Ogden and Michael Turner. Linda Ogden with 5 out of 8 precincts reporting, up 348 votes to 276. And now, as we look at County Board race for the 15th District of Madison County, it's safe to say that Terry Eaker is going to be the winner of that contest. 426 votes with 6 out of 7 precincts reporting to Bob Coles' 177. As we look at a few other races, Fred Schulte is up currently right now in a very tight race with Dwight Kay for County Board seat for the 24th District. He's up 346 votes to Mr. Kay's 333 votes. Also, let's take a look at Jersey County as results are starting to come in a little bit too. The bigger race was the circuit clerk race. Currently, as it sits, this is from the Jersey County Clerk's website, with about 62% of the vote, Mitch Reynolds is leading the circuit clerk's race for the Republican nomination. Daniel P. Sheeter, the current incumbent, at 19% of the vote, 312 votes total. Kathy Young with 249 votes at 15% of that total vote, and then Paula Don with 69 votes and about 4% overall. Currently, there are 18 of 22 precincts reporting in Jersey County, but we will continue to look and follow that one closely as well. As we take a quick look at Macoupin County, they have some really great numbers. There's 31 precincts reporting out of the 45. There were 4,223 ballots cast. Now, the registered voters, 30,757. Currently, as it sits, 13% voter turnout, 13.73, as stated on the Macoupin County election website. Now let's take a look at a few results from that Macoupin County race. For the congressional district, the 13th district for U.S. Representative, Joshua Lloyd is leading that Macoupin County area with 55.78% of the vote, over 1,200 votes, 1,298 votes to Thomas Clatterbuck's 1,029. And we're still waiting for that one, as there are about 69% of the precincts reporting currently as it sits. And now on top of that, in the Madison County side of that congressional race for the Republican side of the ticket, let's take a quick look at that. Currently as it sits, Joshua Lloyd is leading that race in Madison County as well over Thomas Clatterbuck, 3,853 votes to Mr. Clatterbuck's 2,586 votes, with 93 precincts of 131 reporting. Now, as we take a look back here at the county chairman's race, with 147% or 147 precincts reporting of the 191, Chris Slusser is in a commanding lead. And with a few more precincts left to go, we'll wait to hold off our projection. But currently, as it sits, Chris Slusser, the current county treasurer for Madison County, is leading with 9,278 votes. That's 63.05% of the voter base. Kurt Prenzler, the current incumbent, sitting at 5,438 votes. That makes up for 36% of the vote. Now let's take a look at the county board race. With 7 of 7 precincts reporting, we can predict this now according to the county clerk's website, that Fred Schulte will win that race. With 7 of 7 reporting, 53% of the vote. That's a very tight race to Dwight Kay, who is coming in second with 398 votes. That's about 46% of the vote. And now let's take a look at the circuit clerk's race. Patrick McRae leading with a pretty big lead, just over about 17% lead over Steve Adler, with 8,071 votes total to Mr. Adler's 5,697 votes total, 147 of 191 precincts reporting. Now, as we take a look again at this voter turnout map, if I can pull this up correctly here, I wanted to take you to really briefly the vote by mail, which, as you can see on your screen right now, there were just 4,548 ballots returned by mail. 8,000 of them were sent. And then let's take a look at early voting really briefly, too, in Madison County, as we just take another quick look at Madison County. There was some pockets of early voting, not too much in the Edwardsville area, as you see there on your screen. But currently, as it sits, not a lot of early voting and not really that many votes by mail, but we can say now that that Patrick McRae, as our voter rolls keep updating, now with 8,071 votes to Steve Adler's 5,697. And as I said earlier, we'll be talking to a few of the candidates from tonight. This is a very quick election night coverage, with just being primary day. We still got a general election to go, as we now know. We will know in a few short moments who will be the Republican nominees and Democratic nominees in Madison County, although very few Democrats running, obviously, in that race. A pretty bare ballot, as we've been showing on the show. But for the Republican side of things, very close contests in a few races, but the circuit clerk and the county board chairman races pretty much over and done as it sits at 8:41. We'll do this. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more coverage, read off some more results, and we'll make a few projections right here on RiverBender.com.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Is it time to buy, sell, or even time to consider a short sale of your property? Meet Lisa Webb, owner of 3rd Street Realty. This local, women-owned, family-operated realty group has over a decade of experience in foreclosures, first-time home buying, and so much more. 3rd Street Realty prides themselves on holding your hand through the entire process. Let their expertise guide you to your dream home. Visit 3rdstrealty.com and start your journey with Lisa Webb today.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to Primary Night here on RiverBender.com. It is the 19th day of March. It's been months in the making. So many knocks on your front door, so many phone calls. You've probably gotten some mail with some campaign literature, and now, for a little bit, that starts to subside as we are now learning our Republican nominees and Democratic nominees for the 2024 election. And in Madison County, we still have more results coming in. I wanted to go through a few of them right now as we're starting to get a clearer picture here. With 6 of 7 districts or precincts reporting out of District 15, Terry Eaker will win that race. And he'll win that over Bob Coles with 426 votes to Mr. Coles' 177 votes. There was a comment that came in, why so many return mail-in ballots? That's a question for somebody a little bit more fluent in that than I am, and I'll make sure to reach out to the county clerk and maybe a few other experts here in the region about why that was the case, but a very fascinating number nonetheless. As we look at the 22nd district in Madison County, a kind of a close race here. With 4 of 7 precincts reporting, Linda Wolf is up 244 to Ryan Needler's 219 votes. That's something to keep an eye on. And then, as we were taking a look at the race with Fred Schulte and Dwight Kay, with 450 votes, we did make that prediction to Dwight Kay's 398 that Fred Schulte, we are going to project that he will be the Republican nominee for the 24th District of Madison County. Jason Palmero holds a 40-vote lead over Douglas Matthews in the 26th District of Madison County with 5 of 7 precincts reporting. And now for a couple of the questions that were on this ballot, the Collinsville Community Unit School District number 10 tax levy question with 19 of 27 precincts reporting 2,031 votes for yes, 1,568 votes for no. And now the Marine Village Electric Aggregation, Village of Marine, that question had received 12 votes currently for yes, 8 votes for no, with 0 of 2 precincts reporting, so a lot to go in that one. And now for the Rosewood Heights Fire Levy question on the ballot, 266 did select yes for that, with 4 of 5 reporting and 100 voting no. And now in St. Jacob, the question was asked for fewer commissioners. 275 voted for yes, 109 voted for no, with 2 of 2 precincts reporting. And now just taking a look back at Jersey County to see if we have any more updated results for you. The answer is currently no. We still have the same amount of voters, or current amount of votes that we had a couple of minutes ago, with Mitch Reynolds leading the circuit clerk race currently in that Republican primary over Daniel Sheeter with 1,040 votes to 312 votes, 62% of the vote going currently to Mitch Reynolds. And now for the Republican for board member district number 1, we're looking currently, Jared Hayes is up with 39% of the vote, but that's a pretty tight race. 286 votes to Kenneth Grizzle's 266 votes, and Craig Bailey with 181 votes as well. For district number 2, this is a 4-year term in Jersey County. Benjamin J. Hetzig is winning with 48% of the vote, 236 votes to Marty Ward's 199 votes. And then also throughout the county, a few more contested races, if I can find them on the screen. And I think I hit them all in Jersey County. Not a pretty big ballot over there. For the presidential side of things, I always like to take a look at it just to make sure we did. And now for the presidential side of things, for the Republican side, this is kind of fascinating. Donald Trump, of course, won Jersey County with 90% of the vote, but Nikki Haley still pulled 7% of the vote totals, and then Ron DeSantis with 34 votes. Chris Christie, 21 votes. That makes up for 1%. And then Ryan Binkley got 4 votes and then a write-in got 3 votes. As we take a look throughout a few other races too, I wanted to look at the Republican side of things for the presidential ticket, and pulling it up here on the Jersey County website. Bear with me here. For Democrat, for President of the United States, Joe Biden won 88% of that vote. Very little votes casted in this one, but Dean Phillips took 5% of it with, again, very little votes cast. But just interesting to see how the county breaks down for a national election compared to a local election as well. We will be having a few conversations coming up in the next couple of minutes. We will be talking to a few folks out of Madison County. And currently, as it sits, as we jump back over to Macoupin County, they are reporting a 13.73% voter turnout for Macoupin County, 30,000 registered voters and 4,200 ballots cast. Currently, as it sits, in Macoupin County, there are a few races that I was keeping an eye on, and they were board races. For county board for the 2nd District, it is still a tie with 20% of the precincts reporting at the time. We're going to see if this number updates a little bit as we're still dealing with this on the fly. With still 20% of the vote reporting, it is a deadlock tie with John Payne and Gordon Hewer, 50% of the vote, 68 votes apiece for the 2nd District of that county board seat in Macoupin County. Now for the 9th District, Todd Amore is leading with about 12% of the vote, 56% to 44%, 462 votes for Todd Amore. And then Molly Rosentreter with 363 votes with 44% of that vote. And now there are a few judicial races out there for Macoupin County. For the 7th Judicial Circuit, Thomas Denby is winning with 65% of the vote, 1,863 votes to the other candidates in this race, and it looks like that race is more than said and done with 68.89% of the precincts reporting. And now as we jump back over here to Madison County, RiverBender.com will project now with 170 of 191, 10,460 votes. RiverBender.com will project that Chris Slusser is the Madison County Board Chairman, the Republican nominee for Madison County Board Chair. It is an early call, but currently right now, just the way the numbers are breaking down, I don't see that happening. Kurt Prenzler currently at 37% of the vote, 6,273 votes. The incumbent is trailing in this race, and RiverBender.com will project Chris Slusser for the Republican nominee for Madison County Board Chair. Fred Schulte did win the race over Dwight Kay in that District 24 County Board member race. And then over here to the circuit clerk side of things, Patrick McRae, with 170 precincts reporting out of the 191, is still leading by about 17%, about 16% of the vote. 9,109 votes currently for Patrick McRae. Steve Adler with 6,575 votes. And now just taking a quick look here at Jersey County one last time before we talk a little bit more about the current state of the race. Not a lot has changed in the voter count so far. Mitch Reynolds is currently in the lead with 61% of the vote to Daniel Sheeter's 21% of the vote, with 20 of 22 precincts reporting. And RiverBender.com will wait to make any projections in Jersey County. But as it sits currently, too, we are waiting to see more ballot questions being answered, as well as we're just monitoring results with you here on RiverBender.com. It's primary night. We still got the big election to go in November, but we wanted to make sure we kept you informed and heard from a few of the nominees tonight as they are at their respective watch parties. I know there is one going on in Wood River, and there is one going on in other areas throughout the county. In Madison and Jersey County, I know they are doing the same. And as we just take a look at the extended ballot here for Madison County, there were a few questions on this ballot that are being answered currently. For the Aveston tax rate question for elementary school district number 21, with 1 of 1 precincts reporting and only 3 votes, well, they answered no. That was the result for that question being asked. And then for the Collinsville Community Unit School District number 10, that tax levy question, with 2,031 votes and 19 of 27 precincts reporting, they are currently still favoring yes on this. 1,568 votes for no, but we'll keep you updated. As for the Marine Village electric aggregation, 35 have voted yes with 1 of 2 precincts reporting, and then 25 have voted no again with 1 of 2 precincts reporting. For that Rosewood Heights fire levy, 274 voted yes with 5 of 5 precincts reporting, and 103 voting no to that question, or answering the question is no. For the fewer park commissioners for St. Jacob, 275 votes in that race with 2 of 2 precincts reporting. They did answer the question yes for fewer commissioners. The time is 8:54 here in downtown Alton as primary day is shaping up across the state, across the county, and across multiple counties of RiverBender.com's coverage map. It's pretty interesting to see a pretty, high voter turnout. If you compare it to other counties, Macoupin County now is reporting a 17.43% voter turnout. They just updated their chart after more ballots were counted. But it's interesting to see how that kind of plays out and how it compares throughout the state. I'll be surprised to see how Madison County's turns out with this being a primary election. With that being said, I wanted to pull up that voting map again for you, if it's okay for me to do so. And this is this early precinct reporting here. But what I wanted to pull up on the screen for all of you was just the vote by mail map is what I wanted to show you here. Not very many voting by mail. The only area for really a lot of, I guess, influx, you can see it on that color-coded chart, was in that Edwardsville district. But other than that, really not much for vote by mail. And then getting back to just the registered voter demographics for Madison County, the age group is fascinating to me. To see that 221 teenagers have been registered to vote, and they're all male, and to see how this breaks down from a overall perspective, voter registration by gender, you're looking at females leading the charge, 53% to the male, 46.9%. And then just looking at the pie chart here in voter breakdown, you can see that the 60s age range is your highest turnout of voters overall if you break down that pie chart. With that being said, the time is 8:55. and we'll take a quick break. We will have conversations with some of the projected nominees that RiverBender.com did project. We have more projections coming your way, and I know some of you are used to having so many people in the room on election night, but for primary night, we knew this could be we thought this could be a pretty quick night, so we wanted to make sure we got the results out to you quickly, and we'll have more coverage as the days come and follow after the primary election. With that being said, 856 in downtown Alton, it's Your Voice 2024, the 2024 primary election. Coverage continues on RiverBender.com next.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got a showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. Primary night on RiverBender.com. Turning over to 9 o'clock here in the heart of the 618 as results are being counted throughout the counties that RiverBender.com covers in Macoupin, Jersey County, and in Madison County. Right now, currently as it sits, I wanted to take you back to Jersey County. With 20 of 22 precincts reporting, we can start looking now that Mitch Reynolds is looking very favorable for the circuit clerk Republican nominee for the general election with over 1,100 votes, 1,159 votes. That's 61% of the vote. However, Dan Sheeter is starting to gain ground a little bit in that race, but with so many precincts reporting, we'll find out. With 397 votes for Dan Sheeter and 21% of the electorate. Now, as we take a look at the county board member races for the 1st District, Jared Hayes is currently up still with a 3% lead, leading by 20 votes over Kenneth Grizzle, 286 to 266. And now for that 4-year term in District 2, Benjamin Hetzig is winning by about 12% of that vote, 263 to 199. And as we take a look at Madison County once more, with more results starting to trickle in and more precincts starting to report, we'll go straight to that board chairman race yet again. And with 184 precincts reporting out of the 191, Chris Slusser has a commanding lead, over 5,000 votes ahead, with 11,213. My apologies to current chairman, the incumbent Kurt Prenzler, 6,818 votes. We projected a few minutes ago that Chris Slusser will be the Republican nominee for Madison County Board Chair. Linda Ogden did win the District 7 race over Michael Turner, 503 votes, 8 of 8 precincts reporting. We can, with that being so close, we won't project it, but right now as it sits, 446 votes to 503 votes. Linda Ogden is leading that race with all precincts reporting. Terry Eaker did beat Bob Coles with 7 of 7 reporting, 480 votes to Bob Coles' 189 votes. And now with 6 of 7 precincts reporting down in District 22 for Madison County board member, Linda Wolf is still leading with 6 of 7 precincts reporting over Ryan Needler, 384 votes to 362 votes. And as we said a little bit earlier, Fred Schulte is leading that race, did win that race, 450 votes to Dwight Case, 398 votes with 7 of 7 precincts reporting. Jason Palmero is leading and is leading convincingly with 7 of 7 precincts reporting, 366 to 291. And that's a look at the Madison County ballot. As we go up to circuit clerk briefly, because I forgot to mention that one, we'll take a quick look as Tom McRae is still leading by just over 2,000 votes, 184 of 191 precincts reporting as of now. Patrick McRae holds a lead of 9,773 votes over Stephen Adler, who has 7,153 votes. As we take a look back to Macoupin County, with about 43 precincts reporting, that's what their website just updated to. We do have a few more updates in the races. Joshua Lloyd is defeating Thomas Clatterbuck with 95% of the precincts reporting, 1,870 votes to Mr. Clatterbuck's 1,397 votes. And now just taking a look at some of the other races going on countywide for county board in that second district, it is a tie no more with 100% of the precincts reporting. John Payne, is leading. We won't project 52.4% of the vote, 328 votes to Gordon Hewer's 298 votes. That's a tight race, 52.40 to 47.6%. As we take a look at that 9th district, Todd Amore is leading by about 12% of the vote, 56% to Molly Rosentretter's 44%, 462 votes for Todd Amore, and then 363 votes respectively. As election night coverage keeps rolling on RiverBender.com, fill us in. And I'm curious about this. This is something I heard a little bit ago, and I'm not reporting it as news. I'm just reporting it as being heard, that there were some Democrats this time around that pulled GOP ballots in Madison County. I'm curious if you did that. Let me know and give me your explanation. I'm just a little curious. With that being said, we do have conversations coming up down the pipeline as we wrap up election night coverage. However, the results are already starting to come in pretty heavily, and we're starting to get more and more clarity as to what the general election will look like. And just, I always like to take a look at these presidential nominations. And of course, Joe Biden did win the Democratic nomination for Madison County. But taking a look, Dean Phillips, 267 votes. But the interesting one of this is Marianne Williamson with 341 votes with 184 precincts reporting. I always find that fascinating. And I'm curious, too, if you have some thoughts on some of the national election with the presidential race. What are your thoughts on that? Did you think that any third party could play effect to what you'll be voting in November? Do you think that third-party vote will really affect you that much? Curious to know at 9:05. With a little bit of change at 9:05, there is still some races to talk about. Madison County, Joshua Lloyd did win in Madison County again with 126 of 131 reporting over Thomas Clatterbuck, 5,027 votes to Mr. Clatterbuck's 3,488. And then we'll just take you through a few of the delegate races here for the congressional district. Elizabeth Braun 6,630 votes, 126 of 131 reporting, and Kent Gray, 6,500 votes in the delegate race. Miles Nelson with 6,100 votes, and Jenna Solomon, a distant fourth with 1,479 votes. Mike Babcock is leading the alternative delegate selection of the 13th Congressional District, 7,154 votes to Tanya Madden's 5,804 votes. Tom McRae is in second. We apologize for that. We have a little bit of an issue here on how the votes are translating on the county website. Tom McRae is in second place. My apologies, 6,687 votes. And then Tanya Madden in third place with 5,804 votes for that congressional alternative delegate selection. As we take a look for the circuit clerk race, not much has changed so far in that race in terms of vote totals, but we will keep you updated. We've been monitoring that one and the county board race very closely. With 184 precincts reporting, Patrick McRae still holding steady at 9,773 votes, and then Steve Adler with 7,153 votes respectively as well. As we take a look at some of the other races, with still 6 of 7 precincts reporting, Linda Wolf is leading Ryan Needler. And then for the questions on the ballot, with 23 of 27 precincts reporting, the Collinsville Community Unit School District Number 10 tax levy is being favored yes. Currently, as it sits, 2,276 votes for yes, 1,795 votes for no. We will be talking to Patrick McRae here in a little bit as we wrap up our election night coverage. We will be talking hopefully to Chris Lesser as well. But so much to talk about, really, and what does that mean as the summer starts to shape up? Who's going to be eyeing the Democratic side? And what I mean by that is in terms of slating, who are they going to slate to run if they are? That's kind of my question, some of my thoughts. If you have any thoughts yourself on that and how the general election is going to shape up, weigh in on the comment line and let me know how you're feeling tonight. But with that being said, it's been very nice for all of us at RiverBender to talk to so many candidates in both, Jersey County and Madison County. We always try to keep you informed. And for a brief moment, I do want to thank so many of the candidates that came on the daily show throughout the 9 to 11 live show that we did and explained to us their platform. And what I do is in interviews is a little bit different. I just like to get to know the individual, and I think that every one of them that were on showed me great respect and showed all of us great respect. So with that being said, thank you to all of the candidates that did join us through the primary election to join us and fill us in on your respective campaigns. As we take another look, still 184 of 191 precincts reporting, Patrick McRae is leading Steve Adler still, 9,773 votes to Steve Adler's 7,100 votes. And then in Jersey County, we'll take another look here briefly. With 22 of 22 precincts reporting, we can give you some closer numbers here. And with that being said, Mitch Reynolds is in a commanding lead, 1,300 votes, 1,361 votes to be exact, 63% of the voter base to Dan Sheeter's 414 votes. That's about 19% of the vote. And then as we look at the county board races for District 1, Jared Hayes is leading that with all precincts reporting by just 3 points, 304 to 280. And then for the 4-year term for District 2, Mr. Benjamin Hetzig is leading with 417 votes to Marty Ward's 318 votes. We will be having conversations in just a brief moment with a few elected officials throughout the county, but we will take a look here at Macoupin County. We are following a few of their county board races just to make sure we keep you all informed over in that neck of the woods. And again, with 95% of the precincts reporting, Joshua Lloyd did win the did win that side of the ticket here on Macoupin County. Just in Macoupin County, he's leading in Madison County, 57% of the vote to Thomas Clatterbuck's 42% of the vote, with 3,267 votes cast in that primary. But let's take a look at the county board races here with 71% of the precincts reporting. This is still a pretty close race with 12-point margin here, but limited numbers of votes, 462 votes for Todd Moore, and then Molly Rossentreter with 363 votes out of Macoupin County, that 9th district. That's with 71% of the precincts reporting. And then on the judicial side of things, with 95% of the precincts reporting in Macoupin County for that 7th judicial circuit, Thomas Denby is leading with 63% of the vote, 2,465 votes to Jonathan Verticchio's 23% of that vote. As we take a quick look at the county board chairman's race, with 184 precincts reporting, we are still at 11,213 votes for Chris Slusser, according to the county's website. Incumbent Kurt Prenzler, 6,818 votes, respectively, as well. It's 9/11. We'll take a quick break, and our election night coverage continues right after this on RiverBender.com.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
RiverBender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Perhaps I may become a highwayman again. Or I may simply be a single drop of rain. But I will remain. And I'll be back again and again and again.
Welcome back. 9:14 on primary night here in the state of Illinois, and statewide, not a lot of surprises, too. Just taking a few checks and sending out a few text messages just to kind of make sure we're staying in the loop, even though we focus primarily here in our local region. Always good to know what's happening up north and down south past us as well. We'll take you through the results of the evening again as we wait for a few comments from a few individuals here regarding their races. The time is 9:15 on this 19th day of March. It is a Tuesday night in downtown Alton. It is primary night in Illinois for the 2024 election. And this gives us some pretty good viewpoints of how November is going to turn around in Madison County in November. I mean, if you're looking at this, there are some interesting numbers coming out in terms of just voting by mail, in terms of ballots sent, ballots submitted. Really fascinating just to see how that plays out. And now, going back to the current state of things, We'll go all the way up to the top of the ticket where you saw the President of the United States, Joe Biden, with 7,776 votes to Marianne Williamson's 341 votes, with 184 of those precincts reporting, 191 total. And then going back down to the Republican side of things, Donald Trump led with 14,000 votes over Nikki Haley's 2,500 votes, with 184 precincts reporting. As we take a look at the circuit clerk race, still as it sits, it's the same as it was a few minutes ago. 184 precincts reporting of 191, with Patrick McRae leading that race, 9,773 votes to Stephen Adler's 7,153 votes. We did call the county board chairman race. I did, and a few of you may send a text in maybe a little early, but just as it looks, there's going to be a lot to climb in terms of gaining ground here. 6,000, almost a 5,000 vote difference here in this county board chairman race. Chris Slusser with 11,213 votes is currently winning with 184 precincts reporting of 191, and now Kurt Prenzler with 6,818 votes, again with 184 precincts reporting. Linda Ogden has currently won the race with 8 of 8 precincts reporting. She, for the county board member District 7 race, she did beat Michael Turner by just over 18 votes. That's a pretty close race. Terry Eaker did beat Bob Coles in the county board member District 15 race with 480 votes to Mr. Coles' 189 votes, with 7 of 7 precincts reporting. Ryan Needler is still currently behind Linda Wolf in the county board District 22 race for that county board seat. 384 votes to Linda Wolf, 362 to Ryan Needler, with one more precinct to report. Fred Schulte did beat Dwight Kay with 7 of 7 precincts reporting, 450 to Dwight Kay's 398. And these aren't final numbers, by the way. Just want to make sure we give you that disclaimer. Jason Palmero did beat Douglas Matthews in that District 26 race, 366 votes to Douglas Matthews' 291 votes. And that's currently the state of the race as it sits in Madison County. And we always like to do a quick check just to make sure they didn't update any more precincts as we were waiting and going down the list. And I think they actually did, with precincts all reporting 191 of 191. Patrick McRae did win the Republican nomination for circuit clerk. He defeated Steve Adler with 10,193 votes to Mr. Adler's 7,528 votes. Madison County Board Chair Chris Slusser did beat Chairman Kurt Prenzler, 11,704 votes to Kurt Prenzler's 7,156 votes. Linda Ogden did beat Michael Turner with 503 votes, with 8 of 8 reporting. And as we said earlier, Terry Eaker did beat Bob Coles, and Fred Schulte beat Dwight Kay. We are going to have a few comments coming in very briefly from elected officials, so I hope you stay tuned to hear their brief insights on how they're feeling tonight and what their plans are as we go forward to the general election. But really, just not a lot of surprises here from us at RiverBender.com and just throughout the state, just talking to a few folks on the phone here, and no one really surprised as the state of the race as it sits and how these results are coming in. Now just taking one final check at Jersey County here at 9:19 on this 19th day of March, 22 precincts reporting out of the 22, and we can report now that with all of the precincts reporting, this does not count early voting, and I want to make that clear. This does not count vote by mail. This does not count early votes. These are just election day results in Jersey County. That's why we never really project those without knowing for sure what the layout is by vote by mail and what those demographics were. Mitch Reynolds is leading convincingly, 63% of the vote over Daniel Sheeter, who currently holds 19% of the vote. Kathy Young with 304 votes, and Paula Don with 4% of the vote, and 97 votes respectively going to her. It's 9:20, and we do have more election coverage coming your way. We will take a little bit of a briefer break, and we will have some conversations right after this on RiverBender.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
You won't find a better health club than Nautilus Fitness Center. More cardio, more free weights and equipment, more classes, a swimming pool, and more. If you're serious about your health and want to make a change, then stop thinking about it and visit Nautilus Fitness Center on Industrial Drive in Alton. Don't fall for the hype you get from the other health clubs. Nautilus is the Riverbend's premier health club. Has been for years and will be for years to come. Get to Nautilus Fitness Center and get started on a healthier new you.
DJ Mike Keith. This is where I am today. Let me show you where I started.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
For the biggest selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in the Riverbend, visit AltonToyota.com or stop by their location on the Homer Adams Parkway in Alton. Winner of the prestigious President's Award, Munganast Burkhardt Alton Toyota knows how to treat their customers, and they will help you find the vehicle that is perfect for you. For years, Munganast Toyota has been a fixture in the Riverbend, and now Munganast Burkhardt carries the tradition. New name, but the same great service you've come to expect.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Come sail away, come sail away with me, lads. Come sail away, come sail away.
The time is 9:23 on primary night across the state of Illinois and some other states voting as well, but the Republican nominee for Madison County Circuit Clerk, as I am choking into my microphone, Patrick McRae joins us on the line. Congratulations, Patrick, on an exciting night.
Hey, thanks, CJ. Appreciate you having me on, and I had a great time on the show. What was that, yesterday, 2 days ago?
Man, this week's flying by.
It was yesterday, wasn't it? It was Monday.
It was Monday, and you
That's
know,
right.
In the last 24 hours, how has that felt like for you? I mean, just the pins and needles of waiting for this day to finally get here and seeing the results come in. I feel like regardless of the results, just that sigh of relief that the long, hard work is being put in and, kind of just watching it all happen.
Oh, CJ, no doubt. It's been great. And, I didn't get a lick of sleep last night. I was out late, getting signs together, polling locations, and organizing people to push people out for get out the vote efforts. And it's just the support I've had has been overwhelming. It's been overwhelming online. It's been overwhelming. People that are willing to go hit doors with me, people that are just willing to do just about anything I ask. I mean, they've really been my friends, my family, the people closest to me, my wife and kids. They've all been so incredibly supportive, and I can't thank them enough. I owe the victory to them just as much as anyone.
And now, don't let me cut you off.
I'm sorry, you're just fine.
Oh, well, Patrick, I got to ask you, tonight as you're seeing those results come in, was the family by your side?
Absolutely. Oh, the whole time. My kids, we had a little war room set up at our victory party here, and the kids were in there the whole time asking me, Daddy, how you doing? What's it look like? And they were super excited. I mean, they were jumping up and down when they heard I won, and it was just so much fun to see it. And, my wife just incredibly excited. We got a lot of friends here tonight, family. It's been great. It really has. There are just no words.
Well, and Patrick, as the results were coming in, this, wasn't that tight of a race. You won very convincingly. And what does that mean to you going forward into the general? You made a great point yesterday about, hey, we don't know who Democrats could slate into this race, but to see that you had some very, a large amount of support, that's got to feel good going forward.
Yeah, you know what, it does. It feels great. And to be honest, I'm not going to tell the Democrats how to run their show, but it's obvious that the voters have spoke here, and with Joe Biden on the ticket, it's going to be a huge drag on the Democrats this year countywide. So the county election, as it sits with the countywide elected officials, it's going to be tough for them to be able to overcome those numbers. Now, there's a lot of other smaller races and more local races and some of these county board races that are still incredibly important races that are still in play. But these countywide races are going to be very difficult for them. The voters knew that this was almost the general election, really, for the countywide elected officials, and the voters spoke tonight. And I'm really happy. After, this last few weeks, it's been really nasty. It's been just a terrible primary campaign. I've never really seen as much negativity as I've seen this cycle. So it felt great that voters were just able to see through that fake news. They were able to make some great decisions, and I'm overwhelmed and super thankful.
Now, I got to ask you the question that a lot of folks around the county are going to ask. We touched on it a little bit, but have you had the opportunity to talk with your father at all yet after your nomination?
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. He's over the top. He couldn't be more excited. I mean, everyone here couldn't be more excited. My parents are both here. My wife, my kids. I've got cousins that are here. My aunt and uncle were just here. People in from out of town, that came in from states away just to say hello tonight. And some of them are already back home with their families and in bed, but they came out earlier just to say, hey, we drove in. It took us 6 hours to get here, but we just wanted to come and say hello and wish you the best of luck. It's been just incredible. And, that's really been the story of this campaign from start to finish. I've had so many people come forward and play a part in this. And I just couldn't be more thankful to have all of these great people around me. I'm super blessed.
100%. And Patrick, before I let you go, because you have some folks that I'm sure still want to talk with you tonight after such an exciting night, give us a message to the audience tonight, to our listeners, to the voters, and maybe voters that haven't maybe decided yet. What are your thoughts going forward as you are the Republican nominee for Madison County Circuit Clerk?
Well, I do think it's important that we elect people that have proven track records of driving results for people in our county. I've been on the Wood River Township Board for 11 years. I've cut taxes or held them flat every single year for 11 straight years. I think we need people like that. We need people that understand what a dollar really means and how to make those dollars work for them. And we need people that know how to tighten their belts and do more with less. And I'm that guy. And I really do appreciate all the support. And I'm a proven candidate. I've worked my tail off, and I'm just incredibly blessed and proud to be here. And super accessible guy too. I pride myself on that. I want people to reach out to me. Any questions they have, I'm happy to answer them. I pride myself in being a guy that's just easy to get a hold of, and I've been like that my whole life. So
100%. And Patrick, I got to just say this. You have earned a good night's sleep. All the candidates have after this primary's over. And just for you to call in for a brief moment here as we continue our coverage for a couple of more minutes here, want to see if we can get some more insights. You're always welcome on as the general election heats up. If you ever do have a candidate on the Democratic side, you know that the platform's always open to you. And thank you so much for your time yesterday and tonight.
Are you kidding? I appreciate you having me on. And it really was fun. I had a great time with you yesterday, and I know we caught up a little even after the show. You're a super guy. You're doing a great job there. I enjoy the show. I'm a big fan. Keep up the good work, and I'd love to come back on. I'm humbled that you let me come on yesterday. I'm humbled to be back on here tonight, and I really appreciate it, CJ. Thank you.
And we'll do it again. Patrick McGray
sounds great.
Is the Republican nominee for the Madison County Circuit Clerk position, winning very convincingly tonight. Patrick, have a great night, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, thanks, CJ. Great talking with you.
No problem. 9:29 is the time. A quick break, and our election coverage continues next.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
They are lonely, lonely and feeling blue. These arms of mine.
9:33, that is the time on primary night on RiverBender.com. CJ Nasello. We are waiting for the winner of the Republican side of the chairman's race, the board chairman race. Chris Slusser should be calling in momentarily. I want to thank Patrick McRae again for calling in and giving us his insights. And folks, I just want to say really briefly, regardless of what side of the coin you were on in this election, what I thought was great is that regardless, the individuals running got out in front, and hey, it takes a lot of guts to put your name on the ballot. It does. And, you know, the fact that we have individuals that want to step up and perform their civic duty and run for office, I'll never scoff at that. But just to see tonight, the voters did decide in Madison County, and very convincingly in Madison County as well. Final numbers from the final numbers for tonight for the chairman's race, because I will never give out unofficial election results. These are just from the ticker, with 191 of 191 precincts reporting. Chris Slusser received 11,704 votes. That's 62% of the vote. Kurt Prenzler, the current incumbent, 7,156 votes. That makes up for 37.94% of that vote. We are still waiting to hear from a few other candidates, like I said, just waiting to see if Mr. Slusser has time to talk tonight. If not, we'll do it again sometime next week, as we've already had conversations with Mr. Slusser and others on the show. Going back to Macoupin County, because there were still a few judicial races open before we talked to Patrick McRae. Nice to see that 18% of the voter turnout there for a primary election. That's pretty nice, actually. Not bad. And as we look here at the judicial races, that's what I was looking at, that final one over here in the 7th Judicial Circuit here. With 100% of the precincts reporting, Thomas Denby did win that nomination. And then going back up to the 9th District, the county board seat for the 9th District in Macoupin County, pretty close. But Todd R. Moore did pull out ahead of that election, 54% of the vote, 526 votes to Molly Rossentreiter's 440 votes. And just once again, I always like to show this because I think this is very important information here if we get this done correctly. Yeah, this is this gender age again, and just some of the information from the Madison County Circuit Clerk's office and Recorder's office here, and just some of this is the voter demographics here, and it's just fascinating to me. You know, if you're a parent out there that has a child that's turning 18, get them to register to vote. This is something I wanted to hit on a little bit. As we were looking, and I looked a little bit ago, in that teenager category, only 200 teenagers are registered to vote, all of them male. And if you look at that voter registration by gender, you have 46.9% of that electorate is male, 53.01% of it female. But that is just, with so many teenagers around here, I really hope that more start to register to vote. But then to see here, the 60s age range, that's your largest share of the voting block there by age. 18.48% of that voter base goes to the 60-year-olds in the Madison County area. And as we said a little bit ago, just waiting to see if the new nominee for the Madison County Board Chairman's race, the Republican nominee, Chris Slusser, if he has time. Just waiting to hear back from him, and if not, we'll say goodbye for now. But we are going to stand by for just a couple of minutes longer to see if we do get that conversation. Never want to miss out on some good insights and some good conversations here. I wanted to take you back to Jersey County just to go back over those results again one last time here. For the circuit clerk, with 1,820 votes exactly, 63% of the vote, Mitch Reynolds is leading that race. Daniel Sheeter with 18% of the vote, 520 votes to be exact. Kathy Young with 415 votes in that circuit clerk race for the Republican nomination. As we go back to some of the board races for Jersey County, District 1, Jared Hayes is leading that race. For that 4-year term in District 2, Benjamin Heatzig is leading that race as well, won that race over Marty Ward by just about 9% of a lead there, 47% to Marty Ward's 38%. And as we go down just a couple of more, just to make sure that we don't have any more head-to-head races, and there are none in Jersey County, but wanted to make sure we read you off those results again. And then just taking one final look here at Madison County at 9:38, and a little bit of change here on a Tuesday night on March the 19th. We'll go back down the list of results. Patrick McRae, we just talked to a few moments ago, is your Republican nominee for Madison County Circuit Clerk. He defeated Stephen Adler with 10,193 votes to Steve Adler's 7,528 votes. As we take a look at the board chairman's race, again, we were just touching on this, 11,704 votes for the current treasurer, Chris Slusser, who will now be the Republican nominee for Madison County Board Chairman. Kurt Prenzler, the incumbent, finished with 7,156 votes. Michael Turner did lose the District 7 board race to Linda Ogden by just a handful of votes, 503 votes to Linda Ogden to 446 votes for Michael Turner. Also, for that 15th district, Bob Coles did finish second in that race. Terry Eaker did defeat Bob Coles for the District 15 board member seat, 480 votes to Bob Coles' 189. Linda Wolf did defeat Ryan Needler. There was still one precinct waiting to report. 7 of 7 reporting, 440 votes to Linda Wolf. She did defeat Ryan Needler. As we said earlier this evening, one of our first projections out of the 24th district, Fred Schulte did defeat Dwight Kay with 7 of 7 reporting, and then Jason Palmero did defeat Douglas Matthews with 7 of 7 reporting. Still waiting to hear back to see if we're going to have a conversation with the Republican nominee for Madison County Board Chairman and current County Treasurer, Chris Slusser. But as we wait on that, The Aviston tax rate question for the elementary school district number 21 did fail. 1 of 1 reporting with only 3 votes, and those 3 votes all voted no. And then in the Collinsville Community Unit School District, the number 10 tax levy question, that is going to go through with 2,653 votes for yes and 2,050 votes for no. In the Marine Village electric aggregation question on the ballot, it is tied at 60 votes apiece with 2 of 2 precincts reporting. The Rosewood Heights fire levy question was answered yes with 274 votes for yes, 5 of 5 reporting, and 103 votes for no, with, again, 5 of 5 precincts reporting. For the St. Jacob Park question for fewer commissioners, that was answered overwhelmingly in terms of the voter breakdown. 275 voted yes for fewer commissioners, and 109 voted no, with 2 of 2 precincts reporting. We will take our final break of the evening as we await a conversation potentially coming down the pipeline. We'll stay tuned for that, and if not, we'll come back and we'll say so long for now. But right now, we'll take a quick break. Hang tight. We might have a conversation. We might not. That's why I love election night coverage, because you never know how this is going to go. I thought, quite honestly, we wouldn't be making any type of decisions this evening, but the voters overwhelmingly gave us their answer tonight in the 2024 primary election across the state of Illinois and here in Madison, Macoupin, and Jersey counties on RiverBender.com. We'll take a quick break. The time is 9:41. It's 57 degrees here in downtown Alton, and our election night coverage will continue with the conversation, hopefully right after this.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center. Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team. We've got showing.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or a weekend warrior, gear up with Falcommit and elevate your hunting experience. From rugged gear for the seasoned hunter to adorable outfits for the little ones, we've got your whole family covered. Literally, because the best moments are made in the great outdoors. And with Falcommit, you're not just wearing gear, you're wearing the stories of your adventures. Discover the joy of hunting together. Visit falcommit.com and outfit your family for the next generations of memories.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. When life throws unexpected challenges your way, you need a versatile legal ally to protect you. Sean Lentz, with over 12 years of experience, is here to help you in a variety of avenues. From personal injury to criminal defense and even semi-truck accidents, Sean Lentz has your back. Don't wait for the justice that you deserve. Call 618-465-8000 and see how Sean can help you today.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Bring it to me. Bring your sweet loving. Bring it on home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know I laughed when you left, but now I know.
So this is something I just saw as we're wrapping up our election night coverage. The time is 9:44 on this Tuesday night. Former U.S. Representative Rodney Davis spoke to an affiliate up north in Illinois on Tuesday night that the GOP brand, pretty strong nationwide, with the former president, and we won't talk about poll numbers. He was also optimistic about the GOP's chances keeping the U.S. House. But in Illinois, this is where it gets interesting. Davis said, quote, "There's a lot of work to do," end quote. He specifically criticized 2022 Illinois gubernatorial nominee Darren Bailey. Here's a statement. "We had the worst candidate on the GOP side that I've ever witnessed in my lifetime last time in Darren Bailey." Wow. And I think he has set us back at the local level and state level in Illinois more than anyone else could. And it's just fascinating to hear that, from Rodney Davis to say GOP strong nationwide, but in Illinois, we got a lot of work to do. Interested to hear what your thoughts are. Text him, comment him, weigh him in. Always willing to hear from you. With the time being 9:46, I don't think we'll hear from the Republican nominee for Madison County Board Chairman and current County Treasurer Chris Slusser tonight, but we will have a conversation with him coming down the pipeline, and more of a sit-down one as we get to hear his insights for how the election's going to move going forward across the county and across the state in November of 2024. With that being said, we have our winners of the evening. I'm glad that RiverBender.com got to bring them to you. So many of you tuned in and watched, and I'm glad that you all take interest in local government. As I've always said, local elections are the most important. They're the ones that affect you the most at home, the most close to home. Nationwide, I always, you got to vote in those too, but local elections do matter, folks, and your vote matters. And if you looked at some of the local races, a handful of votes could have changed it all. And so whether or not you agreed with all the election results tonight, or if you didn't, just make sure you go out and vote regardless, because you do have that right to do so, and I encourage you to. At 9:47, with that being said, that's all what's said and done for tonight. As it sits in Madison County, they will have a new chairman in November. Currently, as it sits, only a Republican is slated to run in November, as it sits currently with Chris Slusser defeating Kurt Prenzler in the Madison County Board Chairman race. And then in the circuit clerk side of things, Patrick McRae did defeat Steve Adler. And that is the two big races that we have been following. At 9:47, I'll see you tomorrow. Live at 9, I got only 12 hours to get ready for this morning show. We'll see how well I do. But thank you for tuning in. I'm glad we could bring you some results tonight. The big election show's in November with all those special graphics. But until tomorrow morning, just try your best to stay out of jail.